They didn't give me
You
any.
were put right to work in a
That's right.
separation center?
That's right, because the war was over.
Oh.
They didn't need any more troops
Okay.
to fight the
That's
Japanese.
what we have to get in the
Yes.
story. Okay.
Yes, so they sent me right to work because I knew typing.
Now, how did you get there to Fort Sheridan? Did you go by bus or by train or did you fly?
Well, it was train to Chicago and then north to Fort Sheridan by, I think that was train also. Chicago and North Shore took me to Fort Sheridan. That's the place. Fort Sheridan is by a small town called Highland, Illinois. And they had a USO there and other facilities. That's where I was.
And how long were you stationed there?
A year.
A whole year.
Well, actually, they separated me 12 days short of a full year. They just said, we don't need any more men now. This is 1946. World War II was tactically over, though there were some Japanese holding out in certain islands in the Pacific. After the war was officially over, when MacArthur took the surrender, it was officially over, but some Japanese were still holding out. Yeah.
And so, when were you separated from the service then?
I was separated in November '46 from the Army.
Okay. And did you go back home?
I went back home.
To Michigan?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go by train back to the, or by?
Yes, by train, I think.
And so then you were separated from the service?
Yes, honorable discharge. Yeah.
And then they tried to draft you again? Is that it?
Yes, because of the war,
during
the Korean War having broken out, they reinstated, they restored the draft. And at that time, and they sent me a notice that I should report as a draftee again, so for a second time. They did that, and I said, well, I don't want to be drafted if possible. I've gone through law school. Can I get a commission? And I applied at the Army and the Air Force, and the Air Force answered back first. Yeah. So
Now, this was in, what year was this?
1952. Yes.
So between the time, like, you got out in '46 and 52, that's when you went to school?
That's right.
And did you go to school on the GI Bill?
Yes, at Wayne University in Detroit. Yes.
Okay. You went to law school?
First I went to liberal arts.
Yeah.
And then law school. Yes.
Okay. And you graduated from law school?
Yes. Yes.
And then you went into the, then when they...
well, I had to prolong the entrance into the service when they threatened to draft me a second time. The first time was with the Army in '46, but I had to take some tests to avoid being drafted right away a second time, and to get my degree, go through law school, I had to get extensions on being drafted. So that's what I did. I took tests for extensions, and that way I was able to defer being drafted the second time until I was through law school and had taken the bar exam. And that enabled me to apply for a commission. Yes.
And this was in '52?
Yes.
This is what went on between '46 and '52?
That's right.
And were your, any